Hey there, this is Stephanie and I'm here today with a little tutorial on how to create a bookmark tassel. I recently made this card bookmark combination with my June Simon Says stamp card kit, and the tassel there on the bookmark was made with the twine that came in the kit. I've had a lot of requests asking how this was made, so I put together this little tutorial to show how they're done. So you're going to need a couple supplies. You're going to need a piece of cardstock, a heavier weight, and you're going to need to fold it in half. I usually use about a 5-inch square piece. And then you're going to need whatever it is you want to make your tassel out of. I tend to use the baker's twine just because I like the multicolored look. It gives a really nice look to your finished bookmark. And then you're going to need a good pair of scissors because you're going to need to be able to cut through a lot of layers of the twine to create the tassel. So in order to make it, you just want to take your folded piece of cardstock with the open piece at the top there, and you're just going to wrap your twine around the cardstock piece just like I'm doing here. The more that you wrap it around, the thicker your tassel is going to be. So you can determine that and just put as much twine on there as you want. And then you're just going to cut the top piece off there at the top, and then just set that down for a minute because you need to cut another piece of the twine. And you want to keep this relatively longer just because this is going to be the base of your tassel. So this is what will actually hook to your bookmark. So the longer it is, it gives you just a little bit more room to be able to create a longer tassel. So you just want to take that piece there and just weave it underneath inside the folded piece of the cardstock and pull the strings up to the top. And then you're actually going to take the two strings down underneath the twine to the bottom piece where the fold is on the cardstock. And I pulled that little piece of twine down there with me. So if you do that, just pull that back up. And then you just want to pull your strings down so that they're now on the folded edge of the cardstock. And you just want to tie a couple really good tight knots there. And this is actually what's going to make the top part of your tassel. This will hold it together. So you just want to really make sure that you pull those pretty tight and do at least 2 to 3 knots. And then once you do that, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to put them through the cardboard piece underneath where the open piece is. That's why we have that opening there. And you're going to cut right through all those pieces of twine right there. And that's actually going to create the tassel for you. So now you have all your pieces. There's your tassel. So once you have the tassel complete, you need to create the head on the tassel, and to do that you just need to cut another piece of string. You want to keep it longer so that it's going to end up being the same length as the strings of the tassel, just because once we've tied the knot, the 2 leftover pieces of string there from the knot are going to form part of the tassel. So you can do this 2 ways. You can either do it how I'm doing it here, which is you're just going to tie a knot there at the top, and I like to grab the top strings as well as the tassel strings and just pull them apart from each other just to make sure that underneath there where I've tied that knot is nice and tight and everything's pulled through before I secure it really tight. And then you're just going to tie that knot real tight, and then you're going to do a couple more. I usually like to do 3. Or if you want to do it in a different way, you can do it the way I did the bookmark I did with my kit, which I actually wrapped those 2 pieces of twine around the tassel a couple of times before I did the final knots. Just gives it a little bit more thickness around where you're tying that there. So either way is fine. And then you just want to pull those 2 extra pieces there down, and they're actually part of your tassel now. And then I always like to take my scissors and cut the ends of the tassel off just to get everything the same length and get the tassel to the finished size that I want. And then there's your tassel. It's all ready to go. So now you just want to take those longer strings, and that's what you're going to hook to your bookmark. I always usually set an eyelet in my bookmark just because it helps to put the tassel through on the completed project. And that completes this tutorial on how to make a bookmark tassel. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thanks so much for watching.